It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll see Chris Olave. It was a nice line for him a week ago, reaching the century mark and scoring a touchdown. It's the Ravens and the Colts. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. It's been a great start to the season, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
From his end zone is Byron Pringle. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers? 1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss. Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Here we go.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. You look at this Baltimore defense. They were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? This one found out.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
Fielded at the 33. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
And I think if you're handing out hardware through 2 weeks of the season, he might be your MVP. Already 7 touchdown passes in just 2 games. As we do know, though, in real life, they don't hand you out anything this early. A lot of games left to get through between now and the playoffs.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And his defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. A check-in on the numbers last week for Robinson. 16 carries, 51 yards.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Robinson will try to pick it up, and he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. The Ravens at 2-0 here to begin the season, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. You look at this Colt defense, and this unit, very tough to throw against, currently second best in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group never put pressure on the QB, it easily move into the top 5.
The pick up there, 5 yards.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Now the Iowa State product, it's Kene Nwangu. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Dexter Lawrence finding his way through defensively for the stop.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again, it's Richardson on 2nd down. Throwing out right here, caught by Olave. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, here's Richardson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. George Pickens, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football. All right, when you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You say, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. 2nd drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands and maybe the offensive move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And taken right on the 30. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop. And now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off, because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
Kirby Joseph there to drop it.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Colts are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Ball thrown downfield is taken in by his running back. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Fields. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Off play action, Fields. He'll buy some time right. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for it first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And they came into this game eager to see how they would hold up in man coverage. And on that play, they held up quite well.
Out is Carlson now for the Raider field goal. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. Carlson able to put this one through, and that'll do it for the first quarter of play. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Colts in possession. Carlson now to kick this one away. Some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Tries the left side and finds Olave. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. Richardson now on 2nd down. Flush to his right. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Only a short game there, but that's okay if you're the offense. They brought a lot of pressure at him, and he uses athleticism to at least get back to the line and make 2nd down a lot shorter than it was looking for a moment.
18 Rattler.
Richardson shotgun on 3rd down. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Emmanuel Ogbah that time able to drop him for a loss. On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is brought in at the 21. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. On play action, Fields. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that'll bring up 2nd down. A play fake, now Fields to throw. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the 1st down.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good 1st step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. They'll try for the 1st with Pacheco. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of 8 on the play, and it brings up 4th.
I'm not quite sure they got the spark that they wanted on 3rd down. In fact, I think they gave that spark to their opponent instead because that big stop has galvanized the sideline, and it starts their offense out with some momentum.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the 1st half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. 2nd down and a run by Robinson. And he stopped immediately there. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Richardson to throw. He finds Pierce. It's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. 25 yards that time. Now it's Richardson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this one is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Quick throw to Olave. And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Yeah, Richardson yet again. And this is going to be incomplete. The Colts D sticking to their assignments, and that brings up 4th. Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. Sly able to put this one through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Fields. Right side complete, that's Woods. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. That's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry.
He was one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Berry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play, understands where the leverage is, and goes away from it to the tune of 631 catches.
Again, Fields. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
On first down, Richardson. Flushed out right. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Richardson looking to throw. Forced out to his left. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10. Richardson off the play fake. Eluding the pressure right. That is caught. Kincaid with it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. Sly able to put this one through, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game, as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and it's the Browns who are out on top. It's Desmond Ridder with a touchdown pass there. From there, we take the trip across Lake Erie to check on the Lions at home in Detroit. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Dak Prescott lighting it up. He's got 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Kendrick Bourne, a touchdown reception. Both teams going back through their game plans, making their final halftime adjustments. And for the call of the second half, we go back up to Baltimore and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
Okay, ready? Hustle, hustle.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Second half begins with a run by Robinson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Now a pause, so there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. From the 21, here's a 2nd and 8.
Ready.
Second down, here's Richardson. He finds Robinson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That goes for a gain of 31.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
Escaping the pressure right. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
From the 42-yard line, here's a 2nd and 4. On the toss, here's Robinson. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. And that's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, and defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to third down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
On third down, Robinson. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Able to find his man. It's Pickens. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. But I think he's a guy, if they had let him walk, no one was going to be shouting from the top of a mountain. But he's a good guy. He's a good locker room guy, too.
Good locker room and a good player. I mean, he's a valuable starter for them. And if you just want to start over and maybe bring in someone new, the learning curve might be a little bit big. So it's a good job by getting him
under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Emmanuel Ogbah picks up his second sack of the afternoon. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Now Richardson, he's going to keep it running right. And once again, this Colts defense stops him behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him. If they're
got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Alec Pierce, his first touchdown of the new season. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Well, partner, I mean, if anybody was still questioning whether or not he had an NFL caliber arm, I think you can toss that right out the window. That was a heck of a throw right there.
I would agree totally. Question it no more. This rookie, big-time throw right there. Great poise, stepped up, trusted he could lay it in there perfectly, and he knew that his guy was going to make the catch on the other end. Nice collaboration.
Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half.
Here we go.
On first down, it's Fields. Dancing to it, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Micah Parsons in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
To throw is Fields. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Going deep for Diggs. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on for the 5th time here today. Taken from just outside the 30. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Anthony Richardson and the offense back out. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. Robinson on a give right side. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 41 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
Richardson looking to throw this. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Looked like some hands both ways. They got it on the offense.
Sometimes there's a fine line between being the receiver and the DB, and he knocked that one away. Might have caused an incompletion that could have been an interception.
They go play action with Richardson. Flush to his right. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
On third down, here's Richardson. He's got this to Pickens. And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts 28. That one good for 24 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Play action. Now Richardson. Flushed out right. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Anthony Richardson, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
The extra point by Sly is up and good, and the lead is now 24. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. From the end zone, here's Pringle. And the Colts getting ready to go. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not. Fields hit and the ball is loose. And it's picked up by the Ravens. He's to the 10. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
We'll be singing in the shower post-game. Now Joey Sly for the point after. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground. To the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From the end zone, here's Pringle. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Indy set to go on offense once more. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw pulled in by Woods. And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. The medical staff.
Sorry about that, Bobby Trees, but you got to cut the tree down.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the option left is Fields. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this 3rd quarter of play. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now Fields. Got an open man. It's Pringle. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On 1st down, Fields. Short throw there, caught by Thomas. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Fields' throw here complete to Kelsey. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 29-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Throwing left side, it's complete. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second.
And now hold everything here as the challenge flag is out, and we're going to get a review of that last play. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is down to 24. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. They're looking at a third straight win here if they can hold on.
Hurry, hurry! Hurry, hurry!
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Ready.
They start on the ground with Robinson here. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. Good gain there on first down, and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They're in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Got exactly what they wanted there out of the RPO and had the defense out of position.
One word for you there. Excellent. Because he read all the keys properly, made the right decision, and look at the result. Pretty substantial gain.
Richardson will keep it once again. And some room to work. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 69 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. They just look like they're having fun out there. Big lead. There's another big play on the big run. I mean, they can't be stopped.
I'm a little bit older than you, as you well know, partner, and you tend to tell me that all the time. But there used to be a big-time song, and the lyric was, "Summertime and the living is easy." Right now it's football time, and the running is easy for this crew.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. He's been pretty good with his legs in this game. A really nice gain there. Defensively, they've been okay covering downfield, but you got to account for the quarterback, right?
Yeah, and that's the hardest part, because normally when you play 11 on 11, it's truly not 11 on 11. Defensively, you don't account for the quarterback in the run game. You account for everyone else and hope that you can catch him before he gets to the first down marker. But as you notice, he's been doing it a little bit. This time he saved his best for this run.
Saving one of his best for the fourth quarter. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. 4 yards to pick up, first down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down. A nice, consistent gain.
Back to the ground with Robinson. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
No question, he's so dangerous down here near the goal line. The safeties, they have to be involved in run support against a quarterback like this. And in turn, they're going to ask their teammates to be involved as well.
Here's Richardson to throw. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. From the end zone, here's Pringle. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Fields. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack.
Talk about two sides of the ball at cross purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. Their front seven, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now here's Michael Dixon as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. The Ravens off. Back on the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. That one looks like he'll throw here. This taken in by Kincaid. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Let's go. Cycle.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 92 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Eluding the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
The Raven pass passing game getting in sync. Another first down.
I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Back to throw again. Escaping the pressure right. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And this is a balancing act for a head coach with a rookie quarterback. You've got to walk a line with him. You don't want him getting happy feet, but you also don't want to rein in what worked for him in college. And here, he pulls it down, takes it himself, and takes it into the end zone.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And one last throw here for Fields. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Ravens, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they'll fall to 1-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
NFL.